Okay, so let's dive in. We're looking at this really high-stakes meeting, right, in South Korea. U.S. President Trump, Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Yeah, and the background, as everyone knows, is just constant tension. You've got tariffs, trade stuff, 5G battle.
Exactly. So when the official reports came out, you kind of expected the usual, maybe slightly tense boilerplate language.
Mm-hmm. Antagonism, maybe.
But we went to the actual source material. We've got video excerpts, the exact words spoken in that room. And it wasn't quite what the headlines suggested, something more complex strategically.
That's right. The headlines gave the vibe, but the real strategy, that's in the specific words, the diplomatic framing she used.
And that's our mission here, isn't it? To pull out that specific language.
Exactly. And for you listening, this is key. It helps understand how these, well, huge global powers are trying to shape the narrative about working together, about who's responsible for what. You get the real-time calculus.
Okay, let's unpack it then. So Xi Jinping starts off, and he doesn't immediately jump into trade complaints or anything.
No.
Instead, he leads with this, well, pretty effusive compliment. It really acknowledges Trump's role on the world stage.
Yeah, what was the exact quote again?
Right. Xi told Trump, let me get it right, "You worry a lot about world peace and are very enthusiastic about resolving various conflicting regional problems."
Wow. That's quite a statement, especially given their history. Astonishing, yeah. A high degree of praise.
And crucially, it wasn't just like empty flattery. He backed it up. He gave specific examples.
What do you point to?
Well, he mentioned Trump being directly involved in mediating that ceasefire in Gaza. That was, a significant diplomatic point for the U.S.
Okay, Gaza. High profile.
Definitely. But then he also brought up Trump's role in another agreement between Thailand and Cambodia. He even noted Trump was at the signing ceremony in Malaysia just that Sunday.
That's interesting. Those examples, they're quite different. A major Middle East flashpoint and then a quieter regional issue in Southeast Asia.
Why those two? Is he just being nice, or is there something more strategic going on with that choice?
Oh, it's definitely strategic. It's calculated. Highlighting Gaza plays right into Trump's desire for, global recognition, big wins. But mentioning Thailand and Cambodia, that serves Beijing's purpose. It lets Xi immediately follow up by saying, basically, hey, China helped mediate that too.
Ah, I see. So acknowledge the U.S. effort, but then immediately slide in China's own involvement in the same area.
Exactly, and that China is promoting other peace talks as well. It's classic diplomacy. Acknowledge U.S. power, sure, but instantly claim equivalent status, equivalent action.
So it's like saying, we see what you did there, good job, and by the way, we're doing the same kinds of things. We're equals on this stage.
Precisely. It shifts the dynamic. It moves it away from just rivalry towards co-management almost.
Which sets up the main point she wanted to make, right?
Absolutely. Asserting that co-equal role first, then you get the big proposal. He talks about how the world faces, many difficult problems.
Which leads to the solution he's offering.
Yes. He says China and the United States can jointly assume their responsibilities as powers.
And work together to achieve more important and concrete things.
Okay, hold on. Jointly assume their responsibilities as powers. That sounds significant.
It is.
Is that just diplomatic language for basically creating a G2 world where China's status as a co-leader is baked in? Is it really about solving world problems or more about cementing China's power?
It's deeply strategic. That specific language, gently assume responsibilities, is aimed squarely at normalizing a kind of multipolar leadership.
Okay.
So instead of framing the relationship through conflict, through trade wars, you frame it through shared responsibility for global stability. And he explicitly said it benefits our two countries and the whole world.
Right.
That elevates China. It moves them from being just a regional competitor to an essential partner in, global governance. It kind of forces the U.S. into a framework that validates Beijing's standing. So wrapping this up for everyone listening, the key thing from these sources isn't just the positive tone. It's the strategy behind the words. It's Xi articulating a very deliberate plan for joint problem solving. It's an attempt to define shared global leadership, moving beyond just containment or rivalry. And that definition, that impacts everything down the line. International norms, economic deals, all of it.
Which leaves us with a pretty important question, doesn't it? Something for you to think about. Xi talked about collaboration on regional security, peace talks, very positive framing.
Yeah.
But given the huge underlying tensions, think South China Sea, human rights, tech standards, what major issues are being very deliberately left out of this joint responsibility picture? And how might those omissions, those unspoken disagreements, actually end up affecting this whole vision of co-leadership down the road?